I know you've been watching every minute of the Amber Heard Johnny Depp trial, and as have I. And there was a verdict which was stunning in a lot of ways, and a real rebuke of sort of the social change that we've seen over the past couple of years. This is the dueling defamation suits between Amber Heard and Johnny Depp, both movie stars, in case you didn't know. I say that for my parents who are watching. Two powerful Hollywood heavyweights that aired these lurid accusations against each other for 6 weeks in a Virginia courtroom. Cameras trained on every moment. Viewers worldwide got to see just how dysfunctional these two human beings are. The jury awarded $10 million in damages to Depp for lost work, plus $5 million in punitive damages. That'll probably go down to zero. They awarded Heard $2 million in damages for comments that Depp's former lawyer made about her. This all comes back to a op-ed piece in the Washington Post that Heard wrote, not naming Depp, but accusing him of sexual assault and other deviant behavior. The decision gave this major victory to Depp, raised questions about domestic abuse, free speech, the Me Too movement. Joining us now, veteran entertainment reporter, host of the syndicated TV show, Billy Bush. Billy, good to see you. In a way, it seems like this is a return to normal, right? You can't just go level all of these accusations against people or against someone and get away with it. On the other hand, for so many years, the Me Too movement and others allowed that to happen.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is, look, a lot of people are talking right now online about, the ACLU, which was shown to have ghostwritten, this article for Amber, and the Washington Post for putting it on there just, willy-nilly. It seemed like they put it right out there a little too easily. So, I was stunned at this verdict, because it was a total, not just did they side with Johnny, but it was a dressing down, a repudiation of Amber Heard. That's what was stunning to me when they came out and the jury went yes, 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 yes to every single question. That stunned me. I thought, that at least it wouldn't be that overwhelming.
Not only that, Billy, but she had to sit there and take it, and Johnny Depp was nowhere to be found. He's
on stage with Jeff Beck in London while Kate Moss is with him backstage. I mean, Johnny, he puts out his statement, which was clearly ready to go because it came out very quickly. I mean, his legal team, though, did an incredible job. We've got, I'm sure on, syndicated television is pitching Judge Camille as we speak.
So how does Johnny Depp rehabilitate his career that he says was damaged by this op-ed years ago? Do you think Hollywood has a short memory on something like this, and people are going to head to the box office because they're so interested in seeing what he does next?
Yeah, my prediction is that they'll wait a little bit, little time will go by, and Johnny Depp will return. I also think Amber Heard might return. I mean, listen, Jussie Smollett is directing a movie. Hollywood waits and they see which way the wind blows. No offense to my fine friends who are executives in the business, but even Jerry Bruckheimer a couple weeks ago was asked, about Johnny Depp continuing in Pirates of the Caribbean at some point. And he said, well, listen, not the next film, or maybe, let's see what happens. Even Jerry said, let's see what happens. And what Johnny banked on was this thing really going his way in a big way. Everyone said this is a terrible idea. Everyone was wrong.
It's interesting, though, Billy. Look, Hollywood follows the money. They've shown that their allegiance to ethics and standards is pretty much non-existent. In that vein, this proved that Johnny Depp has a huge following, right? There were herds of people outside cheering for him every day. His cologne, you can't get now. It's going for premiums on eBay. And this is what he said. I also hope the position will now return to innocent until proven guilty, both within the courts and in the media. And what a wake-up call to the media as well about their participation in sort of airing completely unfounded or unsubstantiated claims. Are you hearing in Hollywood that this is going to have ripple effects as it relates to Me Too and every woman must be believed no matter what and instantaneously?
Hollywood follows, they don't lead. That's for sure. But I can tell you the Washington Post came out with an article a few hours ago. It was very sort of a lot of digs at Johnny. They're not, which I understand, first of all, not buying into all the hype. You talked earlier about the people outside. I mean, there were Pirates of the Caribbean floats going by, 2 days ago there were alpacas out front. I mean, it was a total scene. Johnny's got fans and fans packing the courtroom. the decision to put this trial out to the public, online, stream it, put cameras in the courtroom, was a huge gamble. It was a terrible thing for Amber Heard and a massive thing for Johnny Depp, who is a huge star. And it was a gamble that really paid off. Huge.
Well, and it was such an eye-opening and troubling look into what was a very messy relationship, right? I mean, some of the details were so salacious and awful. I mean, the damage is done. The fact that is out there. But I'm curious, Billy, why there was such a visceral, nasty reaction to Amber Heard and such a fan base for Johnny Depp. I mean, the stark contrast in their supporters was evident from the beginning, and there's just no way she could win people back.
Well, she had a couple of pieces of evidence that were unfortunate and didn't work out her way, like when the police came and there was nothing that they saw, and then it was led to believe that she threw wine around the apartment and then roughed it up a little bit to make it look like something had happened. A couple of the photos didn't match up. She had a few problems in there for sure. But I put it back to you, Marnie. I have to ask you, because so many women I have talked to, I've said, who are you pulling for? Every one of them, Johnny Depp. It seemed that Amber lost women in a huge way, overwhelmingly. And without women, not a chance.
Yeah,
and the court of public opinion followed the court itself. It's not always that the two match up, and in this case, they did.
Right, and today, in response to the verdict, she stands by her word and said, I'm disappointed, I'm disheartened. I think the bigger question is what it does do to the movement, because these were two actors taking the stand under oath. But the question is, who do you believe in a case that, played out in front of all of us or in real life, right? That's the question.
I remember saying early on in the trial, well, one of them is a complete liar. I mean, they've got two totally accounts from two polar ends of the spectrum here. I mean, and they're overwhelmingly, just deliberate and defamatory, frankly. And yet, they both dug in like it was impossible that they were claiming no gray area. Neither would acknowledge any gray area.
No, Billy, do you think they both fly under the radar for a little while, or do they come out swinging?
Yeah, no, I think they fly under the radar a little bit. I mean, Amber's got two movies that are rumored to be green lit, and Johnny has the sequel to Beetlejuice 2. He has been talked about that would come out with Tim Burton, his friend, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Alice in Wonderland. So if he's in that and Amber has a project coming up, I think if everybody just waits. Now, the bigger thing for Amber is Aquaman 2, right? I mean, that movie comes out in 2023, but there's an online petition to have her removed from the film, and it has 5 million signatures. I mean, this public event did not work out for Amber. It really didn't. And, listen,
I go down the list of all the movies that they've made, but both of them. Pirates of the Caribbean, Alice in Wonderland, Pirates of the Caribbean, Aquaman, Justice League, Magic Mike, Pineapple Express. I have not seen any of them, but I venture to say what we saw in court may be the best of all the movies.
Pineapple Express? Pineapple Express, you need to go. You got to, listen, download that immediately tonight. It's a classic.
He doesn't go to the movie.
I'm not a big movie guy, but I dare to say that this proves like truth is so much better than fiction. Who could have made up this trial?
Who would deliver a reality show to the people like this? I mean, Johnny Depp went all in.
Give the people what they want. There you go.
The people want alpacas. All right, Billy, good to see you tonight. Thank you.
Alpacas. Thank you, Billy.
With the alpacas. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.